Hi, in this lecture we're going to learn a few more tricks related to duplicating text, moving it around, and so on. So what I want to do is I want to add a subtitle to this book, something like a novel of suspense. Now I could insert a text box and then I could paint the format for Shadow of the Night onto the new subtitle using the format painter, but I want to show you another option for getting the formatting off Shadow of the Night. What I can do is I can duplicate Shadow of the Night and change the text to the text of my subtitle. So to do that, I select Shadow of the Night. Now, how do I duplicate this? Well, I'm going to show you 3 different ways that gets successively easier, but the one that you remember and the one that you like is the one that you'll use. The first way to copy something is to use copy and paste. Now, if I go and I click copy up here on the home menu, it'll make a copy of Shadow of the Night. If I click paste, it'll paste a copy. So here I've quickly duplicated Shadow of the Night. Now I can pull it down. And notice these alignment bars that pop up. These red dashed lines, they help me to align the subtitle with the title. So I can make sure that they're left and right aligned and pull it down to where I want. Now to get rid of it, we've already learned how to do that. I want to get rid of this so I can show you another duplication technique. I just hit the delete key with the duplicate selected. We learned this in the first lecture. So it's gone. Now let me show you another way to duplicate Shadow of the Night. I go up and I select it, right? Select the edge, not the text, because I want to select the text box and not inside the text. And I go up to copy, and notice on the pull down for copy, to the right of it, that there's a duplicate. This does a copy and a paste for me. So I hit duplicate and I get a copy of Shadow of the Night. I can then pull it down and align it just like I did the previous copy. And I'm going to delete that. Okay, now let me show you the third, the fastest duplication technique and the one that I use quite often. It turns out that every command in PowerPoint has a keyboard accelerator key associated with it. Well, virtually every command. The common commands do. So if I go up to copy and I hover over it, notice it tells me that this is the copy command, gives me an explanation, but it also tells me that Control-C is the keyboard shortcut to executing a copy command. If I hover over paste, I can see that Control-V is the keyboard shortcut for the paste command. So if I select Shadow of the Night as I have now and I hit Control-C, Control-V, I get a duplicate. Now these are the only keyboard accelerators that I pretty much use commonly and I can remember. I don't have a great memory. So Control-C, Control-V though are easy and they work on every Windows application that I've used. So once you learn it once, you're going to be able to use it over and over again. So that's the third way to duplicate this. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to change the contents of this to our subtitle. So I'll select all the text by dragging. I can either drag or I can triple click and I'll type a novel of suspense. Great. Now that's much too large to fit on the book cover. So once again, we'll select it, triple click, and I'll go up to the font size and let's change it down to something like 66 looks like it might fit. So we'll do that. Now the next thing we have to do is change the size of the box. So I grab the right size change handle and I pull it to the right until all the text shows up on one line, like that. And there you go. We have a subtitle. So that's the way to duplicate, to move around, arrange, delete text, to do all of those things with a field. And notice that this will work with shapes too, not only text fields. And we're about to get into creating shapes in the next lecture.